private sector has been a place where private tenants haven't necessarily been getting the best experience. So that's the most expensive, the least secure, and often with the worst conditions. So we would like to have a conversation with the sector to see how we can improve that. Informing tenants of their rights is always really important, and knowing that you have the ability to ask for something. But I think more and more people are being pushed into the lower end of the private rented sector because we've had a failure of producing the social homes that we need. And so more and more vulnerable people, more and more low-income people are being thrown at the mercy of a private landlord. And at that point, you'll take whatever you can get. So if you see one landlord that will take your housing benefit, you'll go straight for that because you don't know when the next time is going to be and you can't afford to be homeless, right? So I think that we need to regulate the sector more so that it is meeting the needs of people who are at the lower end of the market, who feel as though they're being most exploited. We think that licensing is absolutely a good thing for private tenants. If you're going to rent out something that's important to someone's home, you should make sure that you sort of met a fit and proper person test, that it meets all of the environmental health standards, that it's going to be someplace that you can be safe in, and that you're renting from someone that you know that you can trust.
Well, we've got the largest private rented sector in the country. 40% of people now are living in private rented properties, and some of those properties are disgraceful. So we brought in a licensing scheme to tackle the criminal landlords that we've got. Lots of good landlords. We found a lot of single-handed landlords where they've just got one property, and sometimes they just need a bit of help. But tackling those criminals, we found the property just last week, 28 people living in a 3-bedroom property. That is not acceptable in London. We did lots of work to prepare for it. We gave them plenty of time to register, and then what we've done is we've developed a data warehouse to identify where we think properties haven't registered, and we've been going after those properties. They're usually HMOs, they're usually places where you've got the worst behaviour, the most overcrowding, and we've been very successful. We've arrested hundreds of people, we've driven lots of landlords out of business, criminal landlords out of business. We mean to drive more out of business. If I had my way, I'd be licensing lettings agents as well, but then talking about how we can give something back to good landlords. Because I think, for example, you get bad tenants, you get bad landlords, you get bad lettings agents. How do we make the system work for the benefit of everybody? We have some ideas about that, but in the meantime, what we're doing at the moment is cleaning up some of the worst excesses of criminal landlords.